Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we are talking about the case of Johnathan Boley out of Walker County, Alabama. There's been an update with the sheriff with the case of Johnathan Boley and also his father. As of January 6th, 2026, there is in the autopsy, there is allegedly no signs of trauma or assault type injuries, but the official cause of death is still pending. We're going to get to that press conference and all of that on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's the twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an
Welcome, Sharon.
unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cost. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my curls, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is January 6th, 2026. It is currently 8:59 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. Maybe you just came over from our other live that we were talking about the horrible tragedy that's going on in Columbus, Ohio, with the double homicide of a dentist and his wife named Monique, and very sad. Who was with her? I know the case. Okay, Emily, where did you send it at? Where did you send it at? Did you text it or did you email it, honey? I'll look at that. I will look at that. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate. Oh, I got you. I see it. I see it right now. I got your email 7 minutes ago. There we go. Thank you so much, my dear. I will look into that. Thank you so much. Guys, before we get started, if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly appreciate it. And share this live out for extra bonus points. Greatly appreciate that. Tonight, right now, we are talking about a 4-year-old little boy whose life was tragically cut short. And a little boy affectionately known as John. His name is Johnathan Boley, and his preliminary autopsy has came back, and no trauma found in the death of little Johnathan Boley. And what do you guys think of that? This seems to be again, the official report isn't back. It's not going to be back for some time. But does in your mind, does this eliminate the father from any type of consequences in this? Um, Thoughts? I would really would like to hear what you guys have to say. He was allegedly found near a creek. We're going to get to all of that here shortly and watch that conference. Miss Sharon, thank you so much, my friend, for becoming a member, renewing the membership. Really do appreciate that, my dear. Much love to you, Miss Sharon. Appreciate your continued support. Can't do it without you, and really appreciate you, my dear. You're welcome, our dear Sharon, to the Pearl family. The weather play the part. And again, it was very, very cold. That is absolutely true, and that's a big part of it, right? But the father was allegedly having some math. The mom split from John's and the other boy, John's brothers. Uh, he had split with the father, and we had went over those the protection orders that she had filled out, and all of that. And she said that she feared that her or her kids would end up dead. He only got to visit them, or they only got to visit with John's father 4 or 5 days out of the entire year. So there's that as well. Sarah, good to see you, my love. Thank you so much. Justin, that is your caller. In the words of Mama Ruth, work. Thank you, my darling. Appreciate you very, very much. Very kind of you. Really do appreciate you. Good to see you, my dear. Hey, Kelly, how are you, darling? This is such a tragic case with so many common threads with so many of these cases. It really is. It really is. Hey, Pugs, good to see you, honey. Cat lady, Rhonda, Mallory, good to see you, babe. Hey, CZ, YouTuber, Sherry Lynn, good to see you, Denise. So we're going to get to all of that. And I want to. There's also they made a there's a letter talking about the Bowley's dog as well, the one that never left little John's side, um, and all that. Also, some viral messaging went off. I don't know if it was last night or today. I can't remember. On the father. And we're going to go over that too. Would love to hear what you guys think about that. I also lived in the middle of a 27-acre for 7 years. Nope, not going to happen. I don't know. I mean, listen, kids get out. Kids can get out. They can sneak out from you very, 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 very quickly. And listen, if you've had kids long enough, one has gotten away from you at some point, whether you've been in a store or whatever, for whether it's 30 seconds, your heart drops for a minute and you find them. And it's usually not longer than that. But then there is also you gotta think, if dad is on the math and he's, blowing shit up everywhere on the property, um, does that contribute? Does it contribute? Want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments for sure. I don't understand why they didn't search all night instead of them stopping. Um, well, that was another thing. It was delayed because they had to before they could even search, they had to make sure, nobody was going to get blown up as well. So there's that. No, toxicology and all of that is not done from what I understand, and it's going to take some time. What I understand about that. First, we're going to go to the uh, the sheriff here, and we're going to view this because I want to show you this first. Where the hell did it go? There's also, by the way, there's um, some news coming out about another case that we're following as well, and that is out of Texas, the Texas A&M student Brianna Aguilera as well. I know I have it right here. I've got one I can pull up, but it's not the one I was looking for, as it's kind of low. Let me find here. We'll do this one. Here we go. This was yesterday. There's just been I'm gonna play this one, but I'm gonna just try to go ahead and find a different one because it doesn't I don't like the sound on this one. Oh, let me give me 1 second, guys. Got too many things in the fire. There we go. Here we go.
Walker County Sheriff's Department received a call about a missing 4-year-old child. Deputies arrived on the scene along with RPS and cleared the residence around 1:02. Once they made sure that the child wasn't in the house, we immediately called for air support from Aaliyah. State canines were there as well to start the searching process. At approximately 12:55 on Friday, January the 2nd, Johnathan, which is known as John, was recovered at the scene by a search group that was volunteering. They were in their assigned grid when John was recovered partially in a body of water. Once John and Buck was found, I requested the assistance of the FBI and SBI to work alongside our deputies to work the scene. They spent Friday.
Hey, Angel Mama, good to see you, my dear. Thank you so very, very much. The search. She may have survived if he was found earlier. I agree. I agree. And I think there should be some level of accountability in that, if you ask me. I think there really should be. I know. I'm trying to find a better. sound. That's what I was trying to find. This one. He talks really low. This dude does.
Smith, I just
But
want to
the
provide
microphones are really
an
shitty
update
too,
on the
apparently, when
Jonathan
there's a
took
lot.
place on New Year's Eve. Brad is on Wednesday, December 31st at around 12:28 p.m. Walker County Sheriff's Department received a call about a missing 4-year-old child. Deputies arrived on the scene along with RPS and cleared the residence around 102. Once they made sure that the child wasn't in the house, we immediately called for air support from Aaliyah. State canines were there as well to start the searching process. At approximately 12:55 on Friday, January the 2nd, Johnathan, which was known as John, was recovered um, at the scene by a search group that was volunteering. They were in their assigned grid when John was recovered partially in a body of water. Once John and Buck was found, I requested the assistance of the FBI and SBI to work alongside our deputies to work the scene. Uh, they spent Friday, most of the day Saturday, processing and working the scene. They vacated the command post at Cornerstone Church, and I want to thank Cornerstone Church for allowing us to use their facilities last week. Sunday, they worked out of their respective field offices to follow up and put everything that we
Shouldn't be
worked on
buffering.
thus far
Not
together.
buffering, Emma.
This morning, Sergeant Pugh, SBI, and federal agents were present for an autopsy this morning.
Listen, this is about
We
the
don't have
autopsy.
an official cause of death, but we can rule out that there was no signs of trauma or assault type injuries. Anything official will be pending further testing.
Okay, so no signs of trauma or assault is what this they can rule that out according to the sheriff with the preliminary autopsy. Now, that means we still got to wait for toxicology, all of that. Could something have happened like that? Yes, it's possible. Remember, there was allegedly rugs in the house. Doesn't mean, hello, Miss Kelsey, good to see you, my dear. Doesn't mean that he got into the rugs, but it is something that's uh, they're going to have to really look in. Lori says the dad has extra charges now, and he has a 400,000 cash bond. He is being held at the yep, yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Hello, Miss Maurice.
We're committed to being transparent as possible as we can during this entire process. Kind of to talk about the father, Jamison Kyle Boley, and the charges that he had that stems from this investigation was on December 31st, Jamison Kyle Boley was arrested and charged with unlawful manufacture of a destructive device, which is a Class B felony. He was also charged with chemical endangerment of a child on 2 counts, which are Class C felonies. These charges are separate and totally separate from missing John. And also, I want to say that, Mr. Boley is presumed innocent until proven guilty. These charges doesn't mean that he is guilty until he's proven guilty. Once the investigation is complete and we have an official cause of death, everything will be compiled and we will give it to the district attorney for review. Does anybody have any questions?
Why is the father in Blunt County?
We moved in Blunt County anytime. It's not uncommon for sheriffs across the state when they have high profile cases and things of that nature to send the individual out of county or to another facility. We have several inmates that are Walker County inmates that are in different county jails throughout the state that are being housed just to keep people separated and so forth. We have several inmates that are from other counties as well, so we kind of switch and swap just to kind of keep high profile cases separated from their home county.
We, the, in terms of the autopsy still, the results are not in, but would it be safe to?
Yeah, I'm going to read that in just a second.
Things like that the boy fell off a ridge or fell off into some water or something like that.
Obviously, I don't want to speculate on what the cause of death may or may not be. All I can say is that from what was done this morning, that we can rule out the fact that there was no trauma and there was no assault type injuries. Anything else would require further testing.
Do you know how long he had been deceased?
They did not provide that this morning in the initial conversation. I mean, they just got through concluding.
On Friday, you called for privacy for the family. Since then, there's been a lot of chatter on Facebook, maybe even potential misinformation. What's your message to the community right now?
First off, I want to say that
I mean, this is the thing, guys. I don't see how there can't be some sort of blame on the father's part, because remember, this child only goes there 5 days a week, 5 days out of the year. And he goes there and he shows up, comes back in a casket. Right? So he's blowing up shit everywhere. And there's reportedly, he was charged with the math use, right? So there's got to be something there, if you ask me, some sort of charges. Also, by the way, there was the funeral announcements were announced today, and just God bless the mother and the family and John's little older brother, all of that.
And we want to go back
really
to that breaking news update. We now know when that little boy found dead after an extensive search in Walker County will be laid to rest.
That's right. Family members plan to gather this weekend to remember 4-year-old Johnathan Boley, known as Little John John. Walker County deputies telling us his body was found partially in a body of water 2 days after disappearing on New Year's Eve. His dog, Buck, was found near him. Investigators still trying to figure out how Little John John died, but deputies told us Monday they did not see any signs of trauma or assault-type injuries.
So again, there's no trauma found, and that is again verified with law enforcement and with the coroner. Doesn't mean toxicology will be the same or whatever, but we'll just have to see.
We learned there will be a visitation for John John Friday night from 5 to 7 at Collinsburg Funeral Home in Jasper. His funeral will be Saturday morning at 11:30 at Camp McDowell in Nauvoo. The family is asking in lieu of flowers that you donate to your local police or firefighters to honor those first responders who searched tirelessly for John John.
So
And that's so sweet.
And Mac, who takes.
That's very, very sweet of them. This is where Collins Burke Funeral Home. It's going to be the 9th, January 9th. It's 4 days from now. From 5 to 7 at their location on Oak Hill Road. And they did say that he was found next to a creek, and just being it being cold and all of that, it's hypothermia would be quick. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I see you just sent me something. Let's see what this is. Okay. Okay, I got that. Okay, it's a different case. Okay, so there's that. Now, I want to show you this. Today, Johnathan Boley, father of Johnathan Boley, has a preliminary hearing set for it's set in there. We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about some things that is floating around the streets of
News out of Walker County. A
Facebook.
preliminary hearing date has been set for Johnathan Boley. He's the father of 4-year-old Johnathan Boley, who was found dead last Friday after he'd been missing.
This morning, the Boley family is expressing their gratitude to the community. Many volunteered to help in the search for the missing child. Now, they released a statement saying in part, quote, "The love and compassion that our family has been shown has been overwhelming. There are way too many people to name individually, but please know we saw you, we love you, and we can never thank you enough for helping us find our boy." In a news conference Monday, Walker County Sheriff Nick Smith says the missing 4-year-old's body was found partially in a body of water, but the cause of death is still unknown. Smith says the autopsy report did not find any signs of trauma or assault.
The best way to describe it is kind of a creek, but it pulled up to, there was an area that was pulled up. Not sure whenever he was in it, at what level it was in, because obviously Friday we experienced rain, but Saturday morning when we measured it, it was around 4 foot deep.
The preliminary hearing is scheduled for January 20th. Smith says as of right now, additional testing still needs to be done to determine a cause of death for Johnathan Boley.
And I'll be honest with you, just, it may have just been the father on rugs or whatever, but the father, it didn't seem like there was this, in my opinion, the way they made it perceive, there was this lack or this urgency to find his son. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't seem like that. That's the way that's the feeling I get, to be quite honest with you. I don't know. So the Greater Birmingham Humane Society did a letter. And so that's why I think we're really going to need that that toxicology and all that as well. But they give a letter out, and it says Jasper County, Alabama, January 3rd, 2026. The Greater Birmingham Humane Society extends its deepest condolences to the family and the loved ones of Johnathan Boley and to the Walker County community during this heartbreaking time. And then it continues, due to the high volume of calls, messages, and social media posts, GBHS is issuing a statement to clearly and unequivocally correct misinformation currently circulating. Buck, Johnathan Boley's pet dog, is not in the custody of Walker County Animal Services and is not at any GBHS shelter or facility. We are receiving a significant number of calls and online messages stating or asking whether we have Buck, and the information is simply not accurate, said Allison Black Cornelius, CEO of the Greater Birmingham Society. Our hearts are broken for Jonathan's family. Based on what we understand, Buck was found alive, and we trust the Walker County Sheriff's Office and the law enforcement agencies involved to ensure Buck is safely cared for and reunited with the family is appropriate. As the community partner in the animal welfare organization, we understand the public's concern for animals involved in the traumatic events. GBHS is not involved in the investigation and has not received the dog at any location. All verified information regarding the case of Buck's status will come directly from the Walker County Sheriff's Office or any other law official enforcement sources. We respectfully ask the public to help stop the spread of misinformation and keep the focus where it belongs, on compassion for the Boley family and respect for the investigative process. Okay. And it just talks about the Greater Birmingham Humane Society, founded in 1883, is the largest and oldest humane society in Alabama, with the mission of promoting the humane treatment of people and animals through education, advocacy, and services. And it continues and goes on a little bit. But yeah, Buck is not with the Humane Society or anything like that at all. And look at him here. Bless his little heart. Just a little handsome thing. You know what? I hope Mom and John's little, I call him little brother, but is actually his older brother, can take him. You know what I mean? I think that would be great. Resources are so limited. Resources, it's everywhere, Brandy. It's just, but you know, he doesn't even look like that old of a dog. He looks pretty young. And again, this dog did not even really know little John that much either. So it's interesting how, you know, he was still there for John the whole time. Okay, moving on here. So we want to talk about the charges for the father with the explosives in the past. And I think there's the charging documents right there. I can pull them up. Yeah. This is from Jameson Kyle Boley. I don't know if they were updated or not. I can show you this. He is a handsome boy, isn't he? This was 1/2/26 at 9:35 a.m. And it says document 3, but there should be more. Jameson Kyle Boley, 12/31. That's when the charges occurred. Unlawfully manufacture destructive device did on or about the date of 12/35/2025 while at or near 7333 Highway 195, Jasper, Walker County, Alabama, did Mr. Kyle Jameson Boley, who is not otherwise authorized by the state or federal law enforcement, permit issue to him or her by the state of the fire marshal, possess any the prosecutor substance as determined in section 13A10-191 in any amount with the intent to unlawfully manufacture a destructive device or weapon in violation. Okay. So he got charged with this explosive device. He did not have the right licensing or authority to have any of it. And again, I'd still like to know where the hell he got it at. Where the hell he got this dynamite that's really regulated. Maybe someone stealing it or
Some
something.
other
I don't
news
know.
today. We are learning more information on the 4-year-old Manatee County boy whose body was found in Alabama after going missing on New Year's Eve. Johnathan Boley was found 2 miles from his father's home.
ABC 7's Rick Adams explains what the sheriff in Alabama revealed about that investigation.
At approximately 12:55 on Friday, January the 2nd, Johnathan, which is known as John.
You see that you can order that. Truth Exposed. They are saying that he had some powder that turns campfires different colors. You can order that online. That's a very common thing.
Was recovered.
That's Walker County Sheriff Nick Smith talking all about when the body of 4-year-old Johnathan Boley was found on Friday. He had gone missing days earlier on New Year's Eve. Hundreds of volunteers joining in the 3-day search for Johnathan. His body discovered in a creek about 2 miles from his dad's home.
I don't want to speculate on what the cause of death may or may not be. All I can say is that from what was done this morning, that we can rule out the fact that there was no trauma and there was no assault type injuries. And anything else would require further testing.
Authorities have arrested Jonathan's father, Jameson Kyle Boley, after investigators found suspected explosive devices on his property. He has been charged with unlawful manufacturing of a destructive device and 2 counts of chemical endangerment of a child. Meth was also found in the home. The sheriff saying these charges are not related to his son's death. The family dog stayed right by Jonathan's side.
One of the volunteers I spoke to said they saw the dog first, and the dog kind of led them back to where John was.
Johnathan Boley's mom does work over at Day Spring Camp and Conference Center in Parrish. The sheriff's office saying that both Angel Boley and Jameson Boley are cooperating with this investigation. I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your local station.
So I own a pool company, and Mac, who takes truck home to that apartment, has
Isn't that sweet? They said they saw the dog first, and the dog just kind of led them back to where Jonathan was. That dog was just there the whole time. The whole time. Okay, now I want to go to Facebook. There's a lot of you guys sent this to me today about these messages. Again, I want to make sure you know that I cannot independently verify these. I have no idea, and what they claim is not what I am saying. I'm just it's interesting. Form your own opinion, do your own research, all of that. But I guess this might be on a news app or something like this. But there is quite a few maybe getting to celebrate New Year's Eve with some of the explosives, in my opinion, too. Yeah. Oops, what to do? Here we go. Okay. And someone said, don't ever feel sorry for a POS like that. Jameson Boley is a disgusting, evil, abusive pedo in the shadow, if you know what I mean, and do not only deserve to be locked up forever, but should never be allowed to be in contact with any child ever again. News viral today. It's genuinely disgust me. You would show this man any type of empathy considering what he has done to this child and his ex-wives. All public records, by the way. You'd think a news page would do their research. Definitely do not do some research before you say stupid shit like this again. I don't he's never been charged with or anything like that with like a pedo or anything like that I've ever been seen. But there's others on here. I just want to reach out and say that I'm sorry for the trauma that he has put you through, also for the loss of your little half brother. May God stay keeping you safe and healing for the past trauma. Oh, hold on. Thank you, but please keep Miss Angel. This is Kylie Boley. Who is Kylie Boley? Is this has got to be a relation? Is this an ex? Is this a sister? His daughter? He has like 6 kids. People get clean for CPS and then they relapse, but don't tell anyone due to fear of judgment. No excuses, just saying if something tells you they've relapsed, offer help. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's his oldest? Mm. Thank you, but please keep Miss Angel and her family in your prayers. I never got the privilege of meeting either of them. As you can imagine, I haven't talked to my father. This is her, okay, this is her dad, allegedly, in about 10 years, ever since I took him to court. I want the main focus to be on Jonathan in this tragedy always, but I do want to spread awareness and make sure uh, Kyle stays away from any kids. Keep our kids safe. Damn. She says, I would say uh, Mo less stirring children makes someone a pedo. And yes, there is about 6 years of it from the time I was 6 to about 12. Holy fuck. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that, guys. Wow. I mean, these kids were there 5 days and one is dead. Wow. Oh, crap. Y'all can say whatever y'all want, but he just lost his son, so y'all shut the fuck up right now and let him. He made a mistake, doesn't make him a bad person. And she says, don't y'all ever feel sorry for a piece of shit like that. Jameis Bowley is a disgusting, evil, abusive pedo and not only deserves to be locked up forever, but never should be allowed to be in contact with any child ever again. News viral today. It's generally disgusted me that you would show this man any type of empathy, considering that he has done this to his child and all of his ex-wives. All public records, by the way. You'd think news page would do their research. Definitely do not do some research because you say some stupid shit like this again. Someone says I'm not defending him at all. I think it's horrible and my heart breaks for the mother, but he is also a pedo? Question mark. And Kylie says, of course, I pray for Miss Angel and their family daily, but yes, ma'am, he is. I would know I'm his daughter, sadly. This Tony person, she said, I just want to reach out and say that I'm sorry for the trauma that he has put you through. Also for the loss of your little half brother. May God stay keeping you safe and healing from your past trauma. Kylie says, Tony, thank you. Please keep Miss Angel and her family in your prayers. I never got the privilege of meeting either one of them. As you can imagine, I haven't talked to my father in about 10 years, ever since I took him to court. I want to remain the focus. I want the focus to remain on Jonathan in this tragedy always, but I do want to spread awareness and make sure Kyle stays away from any kids. Keep our kids safe. And then she says in another message, I would say molesting children makes someone a pedophile. And yes, there is about 6 years of it from the time I was 6 to about 12. And you know something? You got to realize, like, to me, it's very weird that he only got 5 days a year, right? Like, that never made much sense to me. But then I was thinking, he's got like a lot of kids, and all of the mothers, from what I understand, it's Jonathan's dad. His real name is goes by Kyle, or that's what they call him. And all of the mothers have the kids, and they all allegedly keep the kids away from him. Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. So it's pretty weird, if you ask me. Pretty weird. Justin, I missed your live. When you see this, check. Oh, okay, got it. Hold these judges accountable. What sick judge even allows that? I don't know. I guess I need to. What state is this in? Alabama? I think Alabama's a bitch to FOIA, though. Should have been near a worm. Shouldn't have been near a worm. Never mind kids, in my opinion. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's just blowing up shit. You know what I mean? Hold on one second. Ooh, what's this? Oh, fuck. These people, I cannot stand some of these websites. It's just like some of y'all are just going to hell for this. Like they go, you'll click on a link and it'll look like a serious something. And then it's like, it'll go and it'll be like, click the link if you want a girl or something like that. And it's like, I was looking for a news story. Ma'am.
Boy who went missing in Jasper on New Year's Eve. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Guy Rawlings.
And I'm Brittany Decker, the Walker County Sheriff, holding a press conference today with an update on the investigation into the death of Johnathan Boley. Boley's body was found on Friday. Authorities say today it was volunteers who found the boy in a creek just before 1 that afternoon. Sheriff Nick Smith says there is no cause of death at this point, but there were no signs of trauma or assault.
The sheriff also mentioned that the father's charges are unrelated to the boy's death. Boy who went missing in Jasper on New Year's Eve. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Guy Rawlings.
And I'm Brittany Decker, the Walker County Sheriff, holding a press conference today with an update on the investigation into the death of Johnathan Boley. Boley's body was...
Oh, really? Well, truth exposed, like some states, like Tennessee, like you cannot FOIA anything in Tennessee, like out of state people can't. And it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. If you're an out-of-state person, you can't FOIA anything. You know what I mean? Yes. Yep. The dad. Yep. But I did go to Tennessee one time, and I did get a FOIA, even though they want to see you have an in-state license, but they didn't even ask me. They just gave me what they would give me. All of these. Sent me what, Jana, baby? Oh, did you send me that too? A lot of people sent me that one. But I think Alabama is really hard. Like Ohio and Florida and North Carolina and states like that. Even Texas isn't bad.
Was found on Friday. Authorities say today it was volunteers who found the boy in a creek just before 1 that afternoon. Sheriff Nick Smith says there is no cause of death at this point, but there were no signs of trauma or assault.
The sheriff also mentioned that the father's charges are unrelated to the boy's.
I mean, if he drowned, yeah, there's going to be water in his lungs. But if it was, hypothermia, no, there's not going to be
death. Boy
but they'll be able to know if it's
who went missing in Jasper on New Year's Eve. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Guy Rawlings.
And I'm Brittany Decker, the Walker County Sheriff, holding a press conference today with an update on the investigation into the death of Johnathan Boley. Boley's body was found on Friday. Authorities say today it was volunteers who found the boy in a creek just before 1 that afternoon. Sheriff Nick.
I mean, you can drowned in just a couple inches of water, really. You know what I mean? You can really drowned in just a couple. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. I need to text someone. Okay. All right. Got that. Okay. So let's see here. Okay. I don't know, guys. I just hope that it might take months before we truly learn. 2 miles away. Now, one thing about when people go or kids go missing, if there is a pet with them, they do seem to go farther. They do seem to go farther. Now, he was found about 2 miles away, from what I understand. At the very least, he wasn't alone. I know, and that's what's like comforting to me. But I wonder, like, you got to think, like, a 4-year-old's going to be scared of all these explosions, don't you think? They're going to be scared of this shit and all of that. So sorry, I'm texting Daphne real quick. I just wanted to be careful. I just wanted to be careful in something. So I was just telling her something. Judge and CPS failed big time. They did. Like when someone is visiting 5 days a week, 5 days out of the year, and he's known to be allegedly be abusive. Even an adult would be terrified. I know I would be. Yes, blowing. There's supposedly someone said there's a video of like him blowing up shit or something. Is there a statement from the father where he was when the little boy was missing? Well, the only statement, or it's not really a statement, it's just what the police says that. Thank you, Dead Zombie. Hey, second to no one. They said that the father said the little boy saw him going through the fence is the last time they saw him. Now that right there tells me the father was not watching was not watching him at the time, or the little boy. Where was the father? Smoking the crystal? They failed Summer and they failed Jack and Lily as well. Yeah. Switch direction. It picked up that. So, hey, the domestic at the house sounds like someone who may or have dog sitter just popped in my head. Someone posted about the Ohio case that one of Monique's friends says that's not Monique. Now, I haven't been able to verify that that was even Monique's friend. That's just what this person said. I'm Monique's friend, and that can tell you that's not Monique. Thank you, Miss Jen. Appreciate you, darling. Appreciate you, lovey-dovey. Good to see you, baby. You're up late, Jennifer. Hello, Wolfie316, coming in clutch. How you doing? I wish the daughter would have testified on Angel behalf in court, so he would not got any visitations at all. No, said that's not. What did I say? Brains fried, y'all. Someone on Reddit said that 911 call that Fox put out, they said that is not Jennifer talking in that 911 call. But again, I can't verify whoever that person is on Reddit, but that person says she was Monique's friend. You got me? Yeah. The father needed a rug test. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. When's the last time he's even had a rug test like that? You know what I mean? Oh, thank you again, Jen. Thank you, baby. Appreciate you. Hit that like button. Pearls, love you, each and every one of you. We love you, darling. Appreciate you very, very much. Jana, good to see you, my dear. Prayer for John and my little brother. Yeah. It's just a really sad thing. I feel so bad for the mother. When she was coming out of she was coming off the property where I guess the dad's property, when they was going to that conference, like I feel so horrible for her. If not Monique, maybe an ex with major attachment issues. I don't know. Thank you, Jana, for 20 months. Really do appreciate you, my dear. You're an OG girl. I said Jennifer. You mean Monique? Yes. Sorry if I said Jennifer. I do apologize. I'm a little sleep deprived. As well. Has anyone heard the case of Jennifer? I think it's Teague.
Heather Teague, still missing.
Jennifer. Sorry. Why do I keep saying Jennifer? Heather Teague. Jennifer. Why do I keep saying? I don't know. It's just my brain sometimes. I said Jen a minute ago and I called her Jennifer. And Yeah, the wheel's spinning, but the hamster's dead sometimes. The FBI said it was explosives. They were huge. They said it was enough to level a home. This case, look at this.
Irregularities and some happenings in this investigation. We could have had Heather back on day 4 had Kentucky State Police done their job.
Today marks 30 years since the disappearance of 23-year-old Heather Teague. To this day, her family continues to search for answers to find closure. Thank you for joining us. I'm Robinson Miles.
And I'm Jamie French. Heather Teague was abducted on Newburgh Beach in Henderson County back in 1995.
Do y'all remember this?
Isaac Calvert joins us after speaking with Heather Teague's mother to find out what drives her and her family to continue searching each day. So, Isaac, what can you tell us?
Well, guys, for the last 30 years, Sarah Teague has made it her life's goal to, 1, find out who was involved in her daughter's disappearance, and 2, to bring her daughter back home. Now, on the 30th anniversary of Heather's disappearance, her mother, Sarah, is hopeful she is one step closer to finding both answers and closure. It's a calm Tuesday afternoon on the banks of the Ohio River in Henderson County. But on this day 30 years ago, it was a totally different scene.
She's been gone so long. None of us are the same people, and there's no need of describing how she was then because she's been gone 30 years.
Heather Teague was abducted on Newburgh Beach back in 1995. A man in Newburgh was looking through his telescope when he says he saw a man with bushy hair and a beard grab a sunbathing woman off the beach. Investigators believed that man to be Marty Dill because a Ford Bronco caught on camera near the scene belonged to him, and he fit the description of the suspect.
This is Kentucky.
Heather's mother, Sarah, says that Dill did not match the description of the man that abducted Heather that fateful night.
There are some irregularities and some happenings in this investigation that makes people say, what in the world really happened? We could have had Heather back on day 4 had Kentucky State Police done their job.
The day before the grim 30-year anniversary of Heather's disappearance, KSB exhumed Dill's body to collect more evidence in this cold case. Now, Sarah is hopeful that they're one step closer to bringing Heather home and finding closure.
It was one of the biggest surprises we've ever had. That Marty Dill's exemption was probably the last thing that we ever expected to happen. And we have literally been sitting by the phone all day long. I really believe that somebody is going to tell now where Heather is.
There was.
Teague's bathing suit bottoms were sent to a lab in Virginia for testing back in February. KSP exhumed Dill's body to see if any of the DNA matched up to those bathing suit bottoms. Now, Sarah Teague says closure in a case like this is bringing her daughter home after all these years.
So I own a
There
company,
was
and Mac, who
someone just asked about Stephanie Dameron. Nancy Grace just covered Stephanie Dameron, and I'm so glad. And I messaged Nancy's producer, I don't know, a few months ago and told him about Stephanie Dameron's case, and she finally covered it, and I'm so glad that she covered Stephanie's case. I think they're going to cover Michael Vaughn's hopefully soon as well. There was something with Stephanie's case recently. Cindy, thank you so much, my dear. Welcome to the Pearl family, my friend. We really do appreciate you, darling. Y'all welcome Miss Cindy coming in clutch. How you doing, girl? Appreciate you very, very much, my dear. And Emily, thank you, love. Appreciate you. Thank you, Justin, for bringing it back. Always, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you very much, Emily, and very much, Cindy. Can they cover Jack and Lily? I don't think that they do anything outside of that. I can ask them. I don't know. Do they? Usually don't. You see, they might. Video on the dentist. Does anyone know if she's done? I love Nancy. I hope she does a video on the dent. Oh, that's coming. Yeah, it's coming. That'll be coming soon. Very soon, I would say, if it's not out already. Did I show you guys the preliminary hearing? Hold on.
So, the case into
This sort of thing. Know this.
Oh, watch this. AB 340. Okay, y'all got to see this. This is brand new. What? Hold on. One second. Can y'all hear me? Okay. ABC 3340. Forensic expert looks into investigation for 4-year-old Walker County boy found dead after search. In action.
around 48 hours
Credit goes to ABC 3340.
later.
Listen to this.
He was dead. His dog was with him alive. So kind of start with just, I think the search efforts are a big point of this. There were explosives, we'll get into all of that. But the search efforts, when you heard all of the stops that were pulled out, was that common search efforts in that situation?
Yeah, in my opinion, it's pretty standard fare, particularly when you've got a little boy like this that's missing, that is literally at the mercy of nature. Okay. That's the first thing you have to think of. And many times, of course, there's a sinister thing that comes up in your mind. There's some perpetrator out there. So that may have snatched him, those sorts of things. So all of that stuff comes into bear here. But yeah, I mean, what they did was right on the money, to try to track him down and find him, because time is of the essence. When a little boy, heads out into the woods, he's just thinking about heading out into the woods. He's not thinking about, well, what if it rains? What if it turns cold? What if I don't have anything to drink?
Well, thank you, Miss Bella. Appreciate you very much, my love. Thank you for the incredible pieces I learned how to do this. Thank you, Miss Bella. That's very kind of you. And welcome. Thank you so much for being a member as well, my love. Really do appreciate you. My brain is so tired right now. So I'm not even making sense. Earlier, I've been calling, saying the word Jennifer for every name. Your name can be Drew, and I'll call you Jennifer right now.
Yeah, that's not where their little mind is. All right. So, and the adults in the group know this, so that's why the effort that was put forward here, was they did the best they could at that moment in time.
And the distance that he traveled, we know he was found around 2 miles from the place he was last seen at his father's home. Mm-hmm. That seems far for a 4-year-old, but in your opinion, what do you think when you hear 2 miles?
So that area, I'm serious, Jen. Like between, having Lyme's and disease, and then when I get tired, I just get nutty or fruitcake. But what was I going to say? But in Alabama, it's relatively flat, right? I mean, it's pretty flat in that area. There's not really much of, not really any hills or anything like that. Might be little hills or something, but I think it's pretty much flat in that area, don't you think? Yes, thank you, Robin. Legitimately, every time I hear my full name, it brings me to attention, but this is making me giggle. Yeah. I think I read Buck was 6. He did
from the father's property.
Maybe they just the dog hadn't had an updated picture of him out, because he doesn't look 6 years old. The dog doesn't.
You have to factor in, that he's got his pup with him. and the pup is leading the way. And if, particularly with a dog, if they get something in their mind vis-a-vis their nose, they're on the track, and this is his buddy, and he's traveling with him. There's a familiarity with him. And, the dog is not necessarily going to lead him back home. It's kind of poignant, when, we find out in later reports that this animal is literally adjacent to him, or at least that's what the authorities are saying at this point in time. So it is a great distance, but how many times have we ever been?
It's not flat? Really? Well, it is northern Alabama as well. I mean, I guess it's part of the Appalachia, right? Part of Appalachia. There's hollows and old mine shafts. Well, see, I'm in the only state in the United States where the entire state is the Appalachians. So there's nothing flat here. If there is something flat here, it's only man-made or my ass. That's about it. That's the only two things that is flat in West Virginia. So it's mountains. Thank you so much, Cindy. Thank you. I think you might have upgraded or something. Thank you so much, honey. Appreciate that very, very much, my dear. Thank you, love. I haven't seen Joe in a while too. He was in the other night. Joe is probably feeding his guinea pigs, starting firing up a cult right now, I'm sure.
Distracted when we're traveling, and we don't realize how much distance we've covered. And particularly if the little boy, if his eyes are on his dog, he's not necessarily walking out there alone. Okay. If he's got his eyes on his dog, time passes quick, distance passes quick, so yeah, it's reasonable that he could have covered that amount of territory.
And I know we have no timeline on anything just yet, how long he had been dead by the time they found him. But in your opinion, how quickly do you think that how do you think he got 2 miles? And then, we don't know exactly how he died just yet, but is there any timeline you can make of this?
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of bracketing this. I think one of the numbers that I've heard kind of pitched out there is like a 36-hour time frame. Maybe you could extend it out even further. I understand that there's a young sibling as well, the poor Whitney.
He was gone longer than 36 hours, wasn't he? Wasn't he gone longer than 36 hours?
To him, apparently going underneath this fence. And it's really hard to kind of pin that down, relative to, and particularly considering everything that's swirling around the rest of the family right now. Okay. So we don't really know what the orientation to time is, and that's going to be very important, at least in my mind, because it's critical here that when they're talking about that they don't have a cause of death, that means that the answer is going to rest somewhere. And when we say no cause of death, what we're essentially, I'm not saying they don't have a cause of death. What I'm saying is they've ruled out trauma. All right.
Mm-hmm.
There's no evidence of that according to what they have let out so far. So we can exclude trauma at this point, but that the list is still
okay. So where John was found was not at the dad's property, right? No, it was not at the dad's property. It was 2 miles away. Where the mom came out at, where people was saying like she came out of the woods, that was his property. It's just where that green mailbox is, it's just really grown up there. I want to point out that Heather's body was never found. The video kind of pointing that she was. It's never been found. It's an update thing that they're doing, that They're trying to get it back in the news. You're exactly right, Emily. You're exactly right. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that very much. I can show you. Let me show you here. Google Earth. The house sits back there. This was Jasper. Let me find it here. Okay. Okay. So here's the house right here. Oh, crap. This is the house. And there's a fence, I think, right there. Right there's the fence. And the brother said he last saw him going through the fence, is what he said. But, you know, they checked the ponds and all that. And right here is, see, this is the green mailbox. I think this is where the mother was coming out, wasn't it? When she was carrying her son, from what I understand. Oh my gosh, Cindy. Thank you so much, honey. That's very kind of you. Appreciate that. Thank you, love. Thank you for your super sticker. Very generous, my love. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much, honey. Oops. Another clap. Thank you, love. Suffering. Yeah. Going to have to check the toxicology, vitamin level, starvation. Yeah, and that's a very good point. Like, if he was out there, if he truly got lost on his own, right? He's not going to have like any food in his stomach, right? Like actual food. And of course, they're going to check his stomach contents and all that. And for instance, let's say, God, you know, forbid, he got into a substance or whatever, and he had eaten previous to that. The moment you die, the food stops digesting, right? So they'll be able to tell. Do you think they will release the cause for John? They would if it's criminal, right? That's a good point. Very good point. They might. They probably will. I think it it's truly up to. I mean, if it's any sort of criminal, yes. If the mother allows it, then yeah, she can as well. What was it? I'm wondering if Buck pulled Jonathan out of the water. But he, you know, he could have even went to the water to get something to drink as well. Could have done something like that. Very much so. I'm pretty sure this is where the mother was coming out there with their son. Let me see if I can find that. Johnathan Boley. Let me see here. There is a picture somewhere. I know I have it somewhere. The brother and her look. Jonathan and his brother, they do look very, very similar. Ooh. Something about that. 1 second. Let me show you this photo as well. Has anyone got that picture of mom carrying people were saying that it was Johnathan when it wasn't? Okay, let me show you this though. Look at this. This photo shows you the Episcopalian Church of Alabama did a post. Oh, I know it was the brother she carried out. People were saying that she was carrying him out of the woods. She was carrying him, from what I understand, out of the yard where the dad lived. But this is from the Episcopalian Diocese of Southwest Florida. Dear brothers and sisters in Christ, I am writing to share a tragic update on Johnathan Boley, the 4-year-old son of Angel Boley, our guest services director at Day Springs. You know, it's just very, very sad. You can tell she's such a good mom. You can just see that she's a good mom. You can tell when kids are taken care of. You know what I mean? You can tell. They really are. Such a good community. I am always, I don't want to say I'm shocked. I'm never shocked because I know. That's right, Dallas. That's right. I still believe that there's more good people on the planet than there is, not. Mhm. Okay. Oh, someone sent me this. Oh. Oh, God. This is sad. Look at this. Johnathan Everett Boley, age 4, born in Jasper, passed away on Friday, January 2nd, 2026. The family will receive friends on Friday, January 9, 2026, from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Collins Burke Funeral Home. Funeral services will be Saturday, January 10th, 2026 at 11:30 at the Camp McDowell. Bishop Douglas Scharf and Reverend Derek Hill will officiate. Johnathan is survived by his mother, Angel Boley, father Kyle Boley, brother James Isaac Boley, grandparents Michael and Patricia Gray, Rita Kanye, and Jim Boley. The family wishes to thank all the first responders and volunteers who came and gave their time and worked tirelessly to bring Johnathan home in lieu of flowers, and to thank our first responders and volunteers. Please make donations to your local fire department or search and rescue team in honor of Johnathan. To send a flower arrangement in the memory of Johnathan Boley, please click here in our visit or sympathy store rather. Thank you for sending that, Jana. Yes. Yeah. You have no sound? You have no sound, Jana? Oh, if you can't hear me, it's a thing, especially if you're on your phone right now. Sometimes like I'll go into a chat room or something and it'll just be like the screen will be black, but I can hear, or vice versa. And I have to go out and come back in. Sometimes a couple times. I get mad if my ex let my daughter walk to the dollar store, get up, or walk or drive her. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Um, I don't know. Like, you know, it's hard. It's very, very difficult when your kids, you're just constantly worried about them. You know what I mean? And you're trying to protect them from things of this world. And you've got to, especially when they get older, you still want to protect them, but you also want them to be able to do things on their own because you're not going to be around forever. But you want them to make smart decisions and all of that. And it is a struggle. It is such a struggle. Um, but there's some of these kids, my God, they are just absolutely they have no, it's like they raise themselves. I had a Chihuahua whose name was Toby Keith. He passed a few years ago at 17. Aw. A lot of businesses in Walker County are doing fundraisers for Angel. That's sweet. I probably shouldn't say this, but I use my Labrador's name. Don't say your dog's name. Okay. And you might want to change that password now, just in case. My kids are in their 50s and married, but the Jersey lady, like, I, I, my kids are teenagers, and I just can't imagine because I'll be just as worried about them at probably 50 as I am now. Uh, yeah, yeah, exactly. Allison, you want to wrap them in cotton wool, but you want them to be able to live without you and good people around them who always have their back and truly love them too. Yes, and I tell my kids all the time, you are most like the 5 closest people around you. You're going to pick good friends. You're going to pick good friends. Um, it's like they have no direction or guidance. They don't anymore. I mean, if you mother of, I don't know. Um, I don't know. Well, I mean, these kids. I mean, think of, Jack and Lily, and think about little Jonathan. He's obviously not used to the lifestyle that his dad lives. I mean, I'll be honest with you, like, he's 4 years old, and Jonathan's mom and dad split up when he was just a baby. And so, Jonathan doesn't remember him. You know what I mean? Okay, I'm looking. Oh my God. I just got your email. I'll look at that. And he's not used to, you know, I can't imagine being 4 years old and sent to someone that I don't know for a week, whether that's your dad or not. You know what I mean? Because if you're not there in their life, at least on a weekly basis, let alone 5 days out of the year, and you're 4 and you don't have a memory anyways. I agree with that, Misty. I do believe that, just absolutely failed on that. Someone just sent me an email. Mother charged with first-degree murder after 10-year-old boy found dead in Barrie, Ontario. The child was found dead inside a home around 3 p.m. on New Year's Eve, police say. Is it how you pronounce it? Barrie or Barrie? Barrie? Barrie, okay. The mother of a 10-year-old boy from Barrie has been charged with first-degree unaliving after her son was found dead following a wellness check last week. The child was found dead inside a Barrie home around 3 p.m. on New Year's Eve. While officers were responding to a wellness check, Barrie police said in a news release. The 47-year-old mother was also found inside the Barrie View Drive residence and was taken into the hospital. Jason Fearon, staff sergeant with Barrie Police Services, said in a video released on Thursday. On Tuesday, police charged the woman with first-degree unaliving after she was cleared medically, Fearon said. The Major Crimes Unit and Forensics Identification Unit are continuing to investigate, said Fearon, quote, due to the nature of the incident and to respect the privacy of the family involved, updates will be only provided as the investigation permits, end quote, he said in the video. Wow. Really sad. I don't see a video, but I mean, that's just crazy. Oh, Mix-a-Lot. Let me tell you something, hon. If, honest to God, there is so many stories that I'm covering right now, like, I can't keep up. Like, I can't keep up. I've been trying to do 3 a day. I can't do it. I can't even begin to tell you how many, well, it makes me want to cry, how many kids are dying every fucking day at people that's supposed to care for them. People that's supposed to care for them. And it's same story, just mixed. Same story, just mixed. It's ridiculous. Have you heard of the new 911 call from 88? Yeah, baby, I put that out within 30 minutes of it dropping, probably. Yeah, we was live on it a little bit ago. So, same story, just different characters, Justin. It really is. There's a bunch of missing kids, but the thing about is, most people are found relatively quickly. But sorry, I'm getting some emails. What is it? Ring doorbell cameras, Nest security cameras, and this just must have came out. Okay. Look at this. Kind of going off here, but I want to see this.
Today marks 1 week since a Wineland Park couple was found shot to death in their home. Investigators have a person of interest they're looking for in this case. Of course, we have that surveillance video, and you're seeing it right there on your screen. Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Rodney.
Yes, Kim.
Simonak. Jessica has the night off.
Kim, big things happening today in that case, actually. The attorney and the mom are not giving up on that case, and I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow, most likely, because he was. It's really bad. It's really bad because that girl. I do not believe that girl unalived herself intentionally.
I talked to neighbors as the search for a suspect drags on, getting more insight on who the Teppies were.
I don't know if I feel like it. Maybe later tonight I'll come live with it tonight. But the thing about it is, that case is, they are, what's the word I'm looking for? The neighbors spoke on, they did a press conference today. And she said, why didn't the police come to me? Why didn't the police come to me? I begged them to come to me to take my statements.
Before their
I
lives
can't believe
were
the police are
taken.
dummy,
Ring
this-
doorbell
yeah.
cameras, Nest security cameras, and police crime cameras surrounding the Teppies Wineland Park property. This Nest video, released by investigators, shows the only look at a person of interest, calmly walking with their hood up and
Maybe
head
Kelly.
down between the hours of 2 to 5 a.m. the morning of December 30th. That person was heading south, just a 30-second walk to reach the Teppies property from there. Neighbors living on North 4th Street and Hamlet Street tell ABC6 they want to stay private as the investigation moves on. In an interview with their brother-in-law Monday, he tells me their family has full faith in investigators.
I know just in the world that we live in today, we need to get such information so fast and we need it. But that's not exactly how, the investigators operate, and we understand that.
Police have not interviewed with ABC6 since the morning of the murders, saying they could not answer our questions on how someone entered the home and why they pulled the trigger. A week later, neighbors still stunned, telling ABC6 the Teppies would be the least likely family on the block to be targeted, leaving a lot of questions on why the murders happened.
And we still have plenty of unanswered questions.
How did they enter the home? More people of interest, video persons of interest, a suspect. Damn right they are, in my opinion. See PT camera capture anything. They said that they was the least likely to be out of anybody on that block. Why is it always? Why do people always say that? They were the least likely. Really? Are you sure about that? Because it doesn't, there's something, I don't know what this happened, like, really. We're being hidden. We're not being told a bunch of stuff. And the family might not even know with that case as well either, right? Because you don't know what your family's doing a lot of times, right? You just have no idea. Have no idea what, family members are doing a lot of times. Okay. I thought there was an update about the little guy in Kentucky that they found and arrested his mother in the trailer. She lived up in that holler. I got a notification earlier on something about that. You texted to me? Someone said they sent me. Daphne just texted me. She's like, I need to go to bed. I'm like, you need to go to bed. She's up late for this. What case are you talking about? In December 2025, 6-year-old Dominique Moody tragically died in Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing only 27 pounds amid allegations of severe abuse and neglect. Court records details claim the confinement in a dog crate, blind with duct tape, prolonged malnutrition, exposed to soiled conditions, burns, broken bones, and infested home environment. 3 women, Tanya McKnight, aunt and guardian, Terry McKnight, and Susan Robinson, face multiple child abuses, with prosecutors considering potential murder charges. This case, ongoing as of January 26, has raised concerns about child welfare oversight. Oh, the Santa Monica police arrest mother after toddler dies from. Oh, this is live. Oh, no, it's not live. It said live. Look at this.
Learned tonight the death involves a frying pan, and let's get to Chris Christie.
Were they looking for? They were looking for these? Yes, they were looking for the parents, weren't they? Is this the baby that had like a bruise or some mark on his face? They showed.
Overhead in Air 7 with more. Chris.
Why can't you?
David, the mother of that baby girl, is now under arrest. She confronted
I'm
police
muted.
actually on campus over at UCLA earlier this morning, confessing to harming her child. They later tracked down the woman's apartment here in Santa Monica along the 2000 block of Broadway, where you can see there are forensics investigators vehicles right there along the block. Understand that that child was found harmed but alive, but later it was declared deceased at the hospital after suffering injuries that did involve a frying pan. Again, many answers
Thank you,
or many
Amy.
questions
Appreciate you, baby.
to this case. Of course, we'll continue to stay on top of this one. Reporting live from Air 7, I'm Chris Christie, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
It's not over. Not yet. That epic run.
I'm not familiar. I don't know if I'm familiar with this case. 15-month-old girl dies. Do we have the name of the toddler? What is wrong with people? The woman was taken into custody to Santa Monica. Police have not released the name of the mom. Release the mom's name. I tell you, California and y'all's laws sometimes. I don't get it. I truly don't get it. Tennessee mother allegedly 2 sons' grandmother than herself. I was going to cover that case the other day, but it's just too much. Yeah, people are nuts. It was the aunt and sister and daughter I sent. I'm actually really excited about how this goes. My daughter will probably be easier than my son with it. He is on a learning plan, so maybe I have to see about it. Okay. No, the baby had brain bleeds. How does someone hurt someone like that? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Okay, guys. Well, I think, let me make sure that's all I've got on this that's coming out. The boy was allowed 5 days of visitation each year with Boley after his mother relocated to Florida about a year ago. She got away from him. I mean, all of her family's right there in Alabama, but she wanted to be away. The sheriff said, quote, "All I can say is that from what was done this morning, there was no trauma and there was no assault type injuries," Sheriff Smith said. A lot of people said they don't like him. Based on like, hold on. Okay. I want to cover something real quick before I end here because not on Jonathan's case, but on the Ohio case. With Spencer and Monique. The family is saying that when it comes to this recording, that we heard that Fox released earlier, Rob Misley, if that's how you pronounce his last name, he wrote on Reddit here, quote, "This is classic Fox News, just about fumbling the bag. This call was made years ago by a woman who freaked out after taking an edible. It's obviously not Monica's voice. Fox News, you are disgusting," quote, end quote. On the, let's see here. Okay. And to be fair, Fox Digital, they never said it was Monique's voice. But they did say that it came from their home. So I just wanted to give you a quote on that, and I'll do a post on that. No, Teresa. No, I know about that one as well. But there was one out of California that someone sent me a picture. It was a picture. It almost looked like a birthmark, but it wasn't a birthmark on the baby's face. And they were looking for the parents. They were like on the run. They said it was in April. They sure did. Mm-hmm. I know. I don't know why they're on Reddit saying this stuff. Again, we can't verify that it's actually them, but I just wanted to let y'all know. It is Denise. It is. I mean, everyone makes mistakes. I get it, but some people just put bad information out intentionally, and that's like if you don't ever, correct yourself or whatever, like that's the people I watch out for. People that are intentionally putting things out that they like know better, or someone who will never correct themselves. Oh, Dreamcatcher, it's terrible on Facebook and TikTok. TikTok's like bad. Yeah. All right, my loves. Thank you all so much for joining me. You guys get some rest. I have to do. I'm gonna call it a night myself after that. I need to make a couple short videos. And I probably should eat something today. Good night, Justin. Thank you so much, Denise. Thank you, Amy. Appreciate you all. Um, thank you, Amy. Appreciate you. They should have arrested before the search was done. They should not have arrested before the search was done. Are you mean with Jonathan's father? No, I think that they had every right to arrest him before personally, if that's what you're referring to. I think, there was math in the house and there was pew-pews everywhere, or BOMBS everywhere. I think, didn't seem to be helping find Jonathan because he was probably allegedly, maybe cracked out of his head. I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. Good night, everyone. God bless each and every one of you. Take good care.